I was born between two world wars, 1933, and I was interested in sport during the Second World War. And I was interested because we have a very good runner in Sweden, Gunnar Hägg. He took 7 world records from 1,500 meters to 5,000 meters during the summer '42. And I also heard about football and practiced football and athletics. The most popular discipline was high jump, long jump, and pole jump. And we had no Olympic Games during the Second World War. We have had it 1936. It was too early for me. And the next should be in Finland, Helsinki, 1940. And there I had planned to have orienteering, but it was cancelled of reasons, as you know. So the next Olympic Games was in London, '48. And I watched it, no, I didn't watch it, but I heard about it in radio and read about it in newspapers. And I was very impressed. 1949, I started with orienteering, and I learned it very quickly, I think. So I was very good in competing, and I hoped that orienteering soon should be a discipline in the Olympic Games, but it has not happened yet. But I have heard that they plan it in Paris 2024. So I hope to live 6 years more. And the reason why Olympic Games is important is that we have many orienteering talents in the world. Their sport is orienteering, but they don't know about orienteering. So it's very difficult to describe the sport, but it had been much easier if they have seen a competition. We have very good TV productions now. So then they had understood it very good. When I started orienteering, it was only a sport in the Nordic countries and Switzerland. It was also a sport in the Soviet Union and in other countries in Eastern Europe. But we had no contact with them. But we had a Swedish baron, Rak Lagerfeld. He tried to to start it in other Europe countries and develop it there. So he organized travel with 2 Swedish clubs to West Germany. He organized a club competition there and in a small village, and he had Finnish, so all people who lived there could watch when they came in Finnish. And he planted it mostly among the scouts in West Germany. And the next step for him was to introduce it in England, Scotland, Belgium, but the group he found there was ex-track and field runners like Gordon Peary, John Disley, Chris Brasher, and Gaston Reff. But and then it was a lot of publicity and many new orienteers. Orienteering is also a military sport. You must be very good to read a map and know where you are and where your enemy is. So therefore we had a Swedish friend of mine. He started a World Championship in military orienteering, Corps International Sport Militaire, is it in France. And the first competition was in Sweden, 1965. I was one of the participants. And after that, it has happened each year in different countries. And I was also instructor in Buenos Aires at the SISM clinic, and together with this Erik Karlsson. And it was very interesting. And after that, 3 months later, we were a group mapping there, and Karlsson also sent mappers to other countries like USA, France, Brazil. Lagerfeld's example was so very good, so I tried to convince Swedish Orienteering Federation to do about the same, but to send the national teams from the Nordic countries, to example Austria, Italy, Yugoslavia, but it was too difficult. So I tried to do something myself, and I organized tours during the summer to West Germany and Switzerland. And we traveled in private cars. In 1961, I had 15 competitors, and 1963, I had 75. So it was increasing very much. And it was most in German-talking countries, but German is my third language, English is my fourth. I have first my Swedish, South Swedish dialect, Skånish, and then Swedish. So this is only my fourth language, as you understand. Before 1955, there were such competitions in teams between the Nordic countries. But 1955, we had the first Nordic Championship. And after that, it was followed each second year, 57 in Norway, 59 Denmark, 61 in Finland, and 63 in Sweden again. And at this championship, I was selected. And then IOF was started in 61 in Copenhagen, and they decided to have Europe Championship 62 in Norway and 64 in Switzerland. After that, the USA was a member country, and from 66 they called it World Championship. It was the first in Finland. And then it was every second year until 78. From 79, they had next, 79 they had next, so they changed it to have 79, 81, 83, so it was no collision with Olympic Games if orienteering had been an Olympic sport. In 1962, the Swedish national team runners started an association, what do you call it, trade union, is that the right word? For them, and they wanted three things. They wanted to have better maps, so it could be more fair competitions. They wanted more publicity, and they wanted more international development. And when, as I came in the team, 63, I was a member there. And there was a man, Sivan Nordström, he had an idea to have a multi-day event. Like in bicycle, they have Giro d'Italia, Tour de France, and Swedish 6 days. So we had this idea, and I wanted to have my next tour, 65, but my preparations were not so successfully, so I canceled this tour and informed Siva I can help you to arrange such a tour in about 1 month in my district near my home. But we have only 5 days between the competition near Halmstad and next 2 competitions near Ronneby. So it became a 5 days instead of 6 days. And then you know everything about O-ringen. It has grown very much. and we had 156 starters the first competition, and next time we had 1,500 entries, but we could only take 700. After that we had evening competitions during the first two, and after that we had morning competitions. And to the second competition, we had guests from Hungary, especially Sault and Monspart, and they couldn't pay the very high expenses in Sweden, so instead they said that they wanted to be our guests, so we could be their guests in Hungary. And after that, we started to travel in the autumn to such countries, and that way we started the Autumn East Tours. And we call it in Swedish Höstöst. And now next Friday I start a 51st tour to Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Belarus, and Lithuania. Last year we had a 50th time. I thought my last, but it was so fantastic, good organized. So you learn when you are growing. But I had Soran as good. And Sweden sent also instructors to USA, Canada, Japan, and Australia, New Zealand. I was sent to Australia, New Zealand, and to instruct about orienteering, but I learned a lot about marketing and publicity from the father of orienteering there, Tom Andrews, who started it in 1969, now 59 years ago. And Tom and I, we were also members of the Development and Promotion Committee of IOF and tried to make something there. We sent mappers and instructors to different countries like Mexico, Yugoslavia, Italy. And I continued to organize travels to Europe and other continents. I have also tried to develop orienteering in Kenya and Tanzania. There I have very good runners. But my people there, they have only found young and poor runners. But they should try to find older runners, ex-track and field, well-known people. And they are also rich, so they can take up orienteering. It is a sport for rich people. Okay. And we have also combined orienteering, started orienteering in Spain and Portugal. We organized mapping there and training camps for Nordic runners, and in that way it also grew in these two countries. It is very well known to have very good enthusiasts when you go to a new country, like Tatiana in Turkey, 2000, and like Soran in Southeast Europe, Tom Andrews, and also Miguel Borrero in Spain, and Camilo de Mendoza in Spain and Portugal. Yes, I think I finished now. Are you satisfied? Yes. With that, I am finished.
To give more information about this award to you. So, award has been established to award those who have, through their activities, make significant contributions to the growth of the sport of orienteering and to IOF. It's a quite long statute, but just a short sentences from there. The award may be handed out in conjunction with IOF Congress if the suitable candidate has been identified. And eligible for the award is any individual or organization which has made significant contributions to the global development over the extended period of time. I can tell one secret now. I have been subject of global development work made by the recipient of the award. I met him in 1987 when he was with his Höstöst tour in Soviet Union. And it was lack of everything during the Soviet period, especially from orienteering equipment. And our award winner visited us and brought a lot of compasses, suits, and running gear. So actually, myself, when I was running actively, I used equipment from Sweden and from award winner. So I'm very happy you probably recognized who is this, who will get our first Global Development Award. I would like to hand it over to Peo Bengtsson.